My man, what's up?
Oh, dude, what's up, Doug?
Just chilling.
Man, I'm just like kind of bummed right now, dude. I'm supposed to be on vacation in the Grand Canyon. Dude, it's such a nice vacation spot, and it just sucks 'cause I'm not allowed to go back there. Really
Come
bummed
again?
It's the Grand Canyon. It's got really wonderful views, and it's got like a great atmosphere, but it's just amazing this time of year. I'm just sad that I can't be there.
Keep going.
The weather's really nice. It's so dry. There's no humidity, so the heat doesn't even feel that bad.
No, dude, the not allowed part.
Oh, dude, that's because I wrestled a bear.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit, dude. It'd be a great place to vacation right now. I wish I was there.
But a bear. You wrestled a bear. Explain.
Well, you see, Doug, there was a kid. He was getting attacked by this bear, okay? This bear was right there coming at this kid. And I couldn't help myself. I just had to step in. All right? And I got in there. I started wrestling with that bear. I started grappling. We struggled. We fought on the ground. And I got that thing off away from that kid. But obviously, the officials didn't take too kindly to that.
Okay, but they were at least glad you saved the kid, right?
Well, it turns out the kid was actually just walking on a trail, and there was like a bear in the woods 50 feet away, and I just thought the weather was really nice. I thought it was really bear wrestling weather,
That story sucks.
Hey, dude, at least you know a good vacation spot now.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Let's start the show. Hey,
What's up?
hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. I'm your co-host, Doug Bennett.
And I'm your other co-host, Seth Nacho. And welcome to this beautiful recording here on a great sunny afternoon, where Doug and I are going to discuss the differences in our ideological philosophies, with his right-wing nature and my left-wing liberal philosophy about why he's dumb and he's a dirty fascist and he should die.
All right. Well, luckily for me and the listener and the viewer, if you're joining us on the beautiful website YouTube, I'm not seeding frame at all. And we do need an update on what the frame is, because I've sort of lib-jacketed you for years now at this point on the show. I'm upgrading you in respectability. I see you, and I will only refer to you from now on in terms of being a centrist. You're absolutely not a leftist, I'll tell you that much right now. And, liberal, that's still a little too far left. To me, you're clearly at least a centrist.
A moderate, if you will.
But yeah, this is how the total, not to break kayfabe here.
Say I'm a mogging moderate.
But, the totalitarian tiptoe is we slowly walk you over to our side. So,
totalitarianism, by the way. I saw, the political spectrum as we know it?
mm-hmm.
A lot of people know it as communism on the left, and on the other right is fascism, like Nazis. Not how that should work, actually.
There's something really important those share in common that turn that spectrum from a flat line to a little bit of a horseshoe.
Yeah, so instead of a horseshoe flat line in general at all, it should go from small government to big government, is what I saw this history professor was saying. On the left is anarchy, and on the right is totalitarianism, like fascism or communism. They're the same. Obviously, their ideologies aren't the same, but the way they do things is the same.
Yeah, that's a pretty compelling.
Like it's anarchy, then it's libertarianism, then it goes to like conservatism, to Republican, to Democrat, to socialism, to
it's the
totalitarianism.
It's the spectrum from disorder to order.
Basically, like how much government do you want?
Yeah, actually, that's.
I thought that made more sense.
I've never heard that before, so you're telling me this now for the first time. That's actually pretty compelling. That's worth thinking about.
And then he was also saying how like the political compass, like the one, like the XY axis, like authoritarianism in the middle, and then left, right, and like on the bottom left, where like libertarian Democrat would be socialism, makes no sense. So like he said there that like that doesn't even get it right.
Yeah.
Because you can't have socialism without big government, but yet it's under the libertarian part, so it makes no sense.
Yeah, the good thing that the political compass does is it creates very good memes. So you have your turbo libs in the top left corner, your like Antifa style, bash the fash, purple hair, septum piercing.
Top left?
That's top left. Top right.
That'd be communist.
Yeah, also, just to be clear, these are the most exaggerated, memed up, the 4chan style posting. That's how we're doing this. You have them up there. Then top right, you just have Nazis.
Yeah.
Bottom left, you have like a combination of like libertarians and like vegans, just like people who aren't serious at all. And then in bottom right corner, the meme statement there is it's just guys who want to fuck kids. It's just pedophiles.
Bottom right?
Yeah.
Like libertarians?
Yeah. I'm not actually violating the non-aggression policy. This doesn't actually break the social contract. You're infringing on me. Like, a lot of libertarian thought ends up going to like I should be allowed to do this completely evil thing because who are you to tell me otherwise?
Jeez.
So, among the many groups to not take serious, anytime somebody's an avowed libertarian, you can just kind of like you turn their brain off when they start talking about society.
Okay. Well, I do want to bring up an update from last week. The guy's not called Dead, he's called David. I figured that out.
I too, thank you for that. It wasn't until after the show that I found, what a terrible way to spell David. You want people to get that right. Maybe you put, I don't know, he was into having numbers in his name. There could have been a 1 between the V and the D. Then tell me how else I was supposed to read that.
Yeah, but the fact still stands. Bro was tweeting 6'7" while having a person dead in the trunk of his Tesla. So
Dude, it's even darker than just it being a person. Like, that would be bad enough. That was like this underage girl that he kidnapped away from her family for multiple years, got her pregnant, forced her to get the matching finger tattoo with him like he has. Like, it's even cringier than the millennial mustache finger. On the inside of his finger, he got the word "shh" written. And so, forensic investigators figured out that this heretofore unidentified 16-year-old girl at the time of her death. So, do the math. How old was she when he kidnapped her?
Jesus.
This guy's the fucking worst, man.
Absolute garbage.
Yeah, real bottom right on the political compass type of thing.
Way to bring that back. Way to bring that back, even though we were just there. Way to bring that back. Guys, if you didn't get, if you're watching on YouTube, you missed out on the great Spotify premium exclusive content this week, where friends of the show were talking about some fun names in a sport, and I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
So check that out if you want to, and hope you enjoyed today's deluxe YouTube content. Am I right?
I know I didn't. On opposite day.
Okay, I was like, Doug always has an aversion when it comes to like doing it, but then like when he watches it later, he's like, dude, that was so good. So just wait till you're watching the episode later, then you'll be like, I was happy we made that deluxe content.
Well, right on.
I just love using that term deluxe. I'm trying to fit that in there.
Yeah, people have moved away. And in terms of superlatives, I feel like deluxe, you don't see it that much anymore.
I feel like I mostly hear it's like a deluxe package.
Yeah. Not a lot of things are deluxe these days.
I mean, it's not
the further in shitification of our society.
See, that's the thing. Our society actually is becoming all deluxe.
Yeah, when everything's deluxe, nothing's deluxe, brother.
True. We are living in decadence, though. and it's not good. Like, did you know that OnlyFans is a British company?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did you know they're British?
Well, I mean, probably is that where they're headquartered? Is that where they do?
That's where it like got invented.
Okay.
The people that made OnlyFans are British. Like, they live in the UK.
Sure, but to get away with what they get away with, they'd have to be headquartered somewhere like Delaware or Nevada. But yeah, dude, that's like the best British invention in the last whatever, and best in terms of like money generating. Successful, most successful.
Yeah.
I was thinking about OnlyFans the other day, and like how much potential it had to be a force for good in this world. Because the original pitch for it was not, let's get 18-year-old girls to do a bunch of porn and ruin their whole lives. The original pitch for it was, it was like a Patreon-style platform, you know?
Right.
You as an athlete or you as a musician, if you want a way to more personally connect with your fan base, put more material out, and, you know, get a little bit of side hustle on top, you know, have them sign up for your OnlyFans. Like, you can host community chats. You can do little tutorials on how to dribble a soccer better.
Well, yeah, it turned into a simulated relationship.
Yeah, and now it's just you pay $25 a month to see like a boudoir photo shoot and chat with the Indian guy that she hires, so she doesn't have to text every one of the 400 people that want to text her.
But yeah, that's it's a simulated relationship, and like the other decadence is like this guy was saying. This is a case this guy was making that food delivery is decadence.
Yeah. The most funny way of being mean about food delivery is, oh, you got a taxi for your burrito? You're paying 3 times the price of a burrito to get it taxied to you. It needs its own whole car and driver. It's like, if you think about it too much, it's really disgusting. It's like...
Yeah, it gets a little weird, doesn't it? And then, and so his argument was that this decadence is gonna be the fall of the country or whatever. The fall of not the country, the West. The whole West is gonna fall because of this decadence. Just like every other country that's gone into decadence has fallen, is what he made the case for. Like Heian era Japan, where the emperor and his court was doing all this shit, and then the samurai were like, actually, we're gonna rebel now. Yeah. And then like in China, the Qing dynasty, where they were all smoking opium and just living in decadence, and all the people around them, like French Revolution.
I mean, French Revolution, there was an element of that. It's also the continuation of like Enlightenment philosophy.
Yeah, but like the nobility were living in decadence, whereas all the people were suffering, supposedly. This was his argument.
What wasn't as bad as the storybook version of history makes it out to be, by the way.
Okay.
It was there's some egregious elements to it, no doubt, but it's not like they weren't eating. The peasants were still eating. And then 2, talking about decadence, there's that supposed famous Marie Antoinette quote. We're going to debunk that live on air right now.
Okay, well, I'm not saying that the quote was necessarily true or not. I'm just saying that like the nobility was so obsessed with court life and being close to the king that they just stopped thinking about the people they had power over.
Yeah, so they definitely did abdicate their noblesse oblige, which is a concept that makes aristocratic society work. It's like, because you are better, you owe a duty to the lessers to take care of them.
Yeah.
But the Marie Antoinette one, this is one of my favorite debunkings. No evidence that she directly said, let them eat cake, but whatever the French is. But even if she did say that, it was a reasonable suggestion. Because the word that gets translated into cake really would mean, in the context, more so of like a brioche bread, rather than the hearty peasant bread that was like, because there was peasant bread that was like really full of grains and nutrients. It was actual food. Brioche, we all know it today. It's, in terms of bread, it's a very decadent bread.
The only part of the bread that still remains is the endosperm.
So
look that up.
You know,
that's bread today.
If they ran out of regular bread, the suggestion was, well, couldn't they just eat the brioche? It's a pretty reasonable suggestion. You know, it doesn't solve anything, but it's not as crazy as, yeah, eat this cake, eat this fucking dessert.
Okay. Also, to make another through line, when I mentioned the political spectrum earlier, left and the right with communism and like fascism on the right, that comes from the French Revolution actually.
Yeah.
When they met up afterwards to like have their first conference or whatever, the left side of the table was more radical towards the left, and the right side was more conservative. That's literally where it came from.
Just a consequence of their physical environment.
Yeah, literally where they were sitting, and so that became out. This is the right, this is the left.
Man.
Robespierre was on the left.
Sometimes it can be fun to read about alternate history, and this is a very pedestrian one, but alternate history where they sat on opposite sides of the table. So
now left refers to the like conservatism, and right refers to
Real example of that up in the Great White North, our beautiful neighbors in Canada. They're you know how our colors are red conservative, blue liberal. They got it flip flopped up there. It's red liberals and blue cons. So sometimes you look at an electoral map of Canada. If you're a guy like me who likes looking at electoral maps,
a guy like me.
Yeah.
You know, I look at all the electoral maps, the gerrymandering going on in other countries.
But you look at that and you see a bunch of red, and you're like, "Wow, this thing's so fucked up there." And then you realize, oh, it's because it's all blue actually. More than any more than any like doctrinal differences.
You're looking at the map like it's all red, and you're like, "Oh my god, how is this messed up? That would be the best society." And you're like, "Oh no."
That's really just the heart of the issue. It's about the colors.
Then you look at the legend. You're like, "No."
Yeah, red is better than blue actually.
Yeah, normally.
So
in Doug's opinion, I'm a centrist.
Get out of here with that green bullshit. I don't want any green on my map ever.
We're voting for a third party this year.
Yellow, more like hell no.
Yellow is not mellow.
Absolutely not.
Oh my god. Well, you want me to pivot us?
Dude, I'm looking for a big question.
That's what I'm saying, but it's gonna not be anything on anything we just talked about.
All right.
Is that cool with you?
The classic non-tangential tangent.
Yeah. What is one of your favorite types of humor?
I mean, like, do you mean genre or delivery method?
Genre.
I mean, in terms of genre, I feel like satire is undefeated, and so by way of that, also parody. I mean, satire is just parody, but like with a moral.
Meaner.
It can be meaner, but like a parody, you're just kind of lampooning something. Like it's just mimicry. If you're putting intent behind it, like if you're trying to say something with your parody, then it becomes satire.
Sure.
But it's satire and parody. Yeah, two sides of the same coin.
Can you give us an example of something you really like?
Yeah, a new show that came out this year online. If you get an MDE.TV, Extreme Piece, very satirical. It's also absurd.
Are you just making $1 million Extreme reference?
Well, their new show, their online show, the sequel to Meta World Peace, was
Yeah,
Extreme Peace.
You're bringing up what's his name? Sam Hyde show.
Yeah.
On my insert name here podcast.
Everybody knows I'm like a huge Hyde head.
I've
I've championed Sam Hyde for at least since December.
Wild shit going on today's episode.
But yeah, like a lot of what him and his crew, MDE, a lot of what they do is like all falls under satire. It's funny. They're making fun of stuff, and they're using parody to do social commentary. So, to me, according to the way that I just defined it, that is satire. So
okay, I like to define it like satire is Watchmen. You guys ever seen Watchmen? It's based on the graphic novel, and the graphic novel itself is satire. It's making a statement on superhero stuff, right? Don't ask me what the meaning is. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I know I've watched like a video essay about this. Watchmen is like satire. Parody is like One Punch Man.
right.
Both of those are about superheroes, but one's parody where they're just having funny, silly time, not necessarily making a statement, and the other one is like kind of making a statement, like you were saying.
Yeah. Dangle.
How do you feel about my example?
Yeah, I don't know necessarily that I agree that Watchmen is a satire. I think it's allegorical. It's definitely trying to say something. I mean, the foundational tenet of the entire work of fiction is this idea of who watches the Watchmen. And that does apply to superheroes. It also applies to government, whether it's top level or if it's like policing. It's like, where's the accountability? Who's going to investigate the investigators? So, to me, that reads as more allegorical, but I totally see where you're coming from as well.
And then One Punch Man, that's clearly parody, right?
Yeah.
There's no statement there.
Yeah. How'd he get his powers? There's a lot of calisthenics. Now, apparently a lot of calisthenics means that you can, like the title implies, one punch anything. That's funny. It's lampooning guys like I mean, even his outfit is like a mockery of like Silver Age Superman. With the underwear on the outside and all.
It's great. Yeah, so I think that's pretty funny. But yours was satire parody. What would be my favorite type of humor? I've always championed absurdism, kind of like the Eric Andre show.
Oh yeah.
You know, like interviewing people, who just, but I'm not like into prank content necessarily. Like the reactions of the guests aren't what make me laugh. It's more about just the pranks in general. Like and that's an example. There's other sorts of absurdism, but like, think like doing an interview show and then all of a sudden you vomit up and then you're like drinking I don't know, whatever, dude. Like, just crazy shit happening is funny to me. You know?
Yeah. Would you say that it's like, does the practical aspect of it matter so much to you, or is it just like the concept of the crazy shit?
Probably the concept, like thinking about it's funny. Also, I think wordplay is pretty funny, but like not just like a cheap pun, like something that's a little more elaborate, I guess.
The step up above pun, the entente.
Sure. You know more than I do about that.
That just is what it is. It's like
this guy knows all about words.
Yeah, man. Though the whole scale of that is, I mean, basically, so a pun is usually very simple. Like, this sounds like that. Like, you think of the ligma joke, ligma balls. Ha ha.
You like that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was very good. Thank you. Laugh track is amazing. A live laugh track, hilarious. Yeah.
There you go.
But
now we're friends.
And I'm gonna struggle to like say an actual example here. Most people are familiar with the double entente, where it like is one plain thing, but it also means a dirty thing. The ententes don't have to be dirty. Oh, great example from my personal life. We all know that I play tabletop games a lot. We're going through this scenario. We find out that this laboratory, they have found a way to build and contain mini black holes. And there's one bigger one somewhere in the lab. And I tell everybody in the party, we should not go over there. We'd be in danger of getting sucked off. Now, what do black holes do? They suck things in and compress them into an infinitesimally small point. You get sucked.
Density.
You get sucked into that. But we all know the funny part about what I said is I was referring to oral sex.
Hell yeah!
That'd be like a really traditional double entente where you're being dirty, but you're also not. And that kind of stuff's really nice because it puts the onus on the audience of like you're actually the pervert. It's always funny, like when you can prank somebody with your wordplay or your joke.
Quit being dirty.
Hey, I didn't say it. That's on you, brother.
Yeah. But I think like a lot of comedy is funny when it's put like together. You have like absurdism with other stuff all blended. It's just great when you mix a bunch of things together.
Yeah.
Watch some Futurama, guys.
Yeah. Take my money. Bite my shiny metal ass.
I just keep thinking about we can escape through the steam vent. It's full of steam.
Very good.
Oh fuck. But yeah, so well, now you know us a little bit better because Doug thinks that you guys don't know me well enough.
Look, I just need, quite frankly, I just needed a segue into that game. That's not how I planned on pitching it when I came up with, we should do this on the show. And I was like, well, I could get under his skin a little bit here. I liked We watched the tape back, folks. Doug did very good. Some are calling it the best. I'd call it the best.
Not the Doug did great, dude. Giving yourself pats on the back. Go ahead with that, man. Well, liberal outcry this week.
Yep. They lost one of their heroes of free speech.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they did. They lost one of the biggest names in the business.
Yep.
If you would, the liberal Charlie Kirk. Just kidding.
God damn, man.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't think there is like a liberal version. Well, no, there is. There's like Dean Withers and all those people. But like, there's these. There's no like conservative version of what we're about to say. I don't think.
Yeah, it's really impressive. You know, who else could manage to consistently lose viewership year over year and still get paid out millions of dollars? But
Tom Brady? No, I'm just kidding.
He didn't lose any people tuned in to
People
watch
tuned
Brady.
in. No, I know.
But that's not what drives NFL salaries. It's performance, and eventually you age out. It comes. That's anything.
Tell that to Brett Favre.
I mean, that was outside of personal examples. You know, like people you know dying or pets dying or stuff like that. Brett Favre. We're going to take this tangent for a second. That was one of the first moments in my life where I was really forced to reckon with mortality.
What? Brett Favre made you think about dying?
Well, and because his decline was severe and it was very public nationally. And like, you have this guy who, some of my first football memories are of him doing really well and actually being a super good player. And then like, the mind still there, obviously, but the physical shell just was not allowing him to perform anymore. And his refusal to accept his own mortality got that ball rolling early for a guy like me. And I was just like, oh man, this happens to people. This is gonna happen to me. Oh fuck.
You were thinking about what it's gonna be like to be in your 40s, okay?
Yeah, I've always been a long thinker. You know, sometimes deep, always long. I'm thinking about third and fourth order effects, brother. A lot of folks out here, they're stuck on immediate consequences. They can't even get to second order. Have you ever been to the fifth order, dude? Sheesh. That's a butterfly effect. But Jimmy Kimmel is who we're here to talk about right now. Not doing good in the ratings.
The Kimmelmeister.
Not very popular. You know, and he's doing worse than Colbert, who just got his show canceled for bad ratings.
Right.
But ABC was going to stand by him until he got a little too frisky and violated FCC guidelines.
Uh-oh. Bah.
Yeah.
Violated ABC guidelines.
Well,
Not ABC, sorry. FCC guidelines. The government.
I mean, I'm sure their internal like ethics code at ABC also didn't really like the way that he was talking. There was going to be, you know, you could have just...
Doug, what was he talking about?
Yeah, so he was talking about, he was setting up what was actually a really good joke about Donald Trump's reaction in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death. And just to be clear, I liked the joke. It was a good joke. He plays this clip of Trump where reporters were asking him, like, how are you feeling after Charlie Kirk's death? Because you knew him very well personally. He's like, yeah, it's sad, it's hard. By the way, do you see this construction we have going on over here? We're renovating this. We've been trying to do it for 150 years. Just completely blowing past like the humanizing question the reporter was trying to ask. And then Jimmy Kimmel's like, yeah, everybody processes grief differently. You see Trump's on stage 4, renovation. It's like, that's funny, because that is a weird reaction to have. I mean,
it is funny.
It makes sense for Trump, right? Because that's a Trump.
It's funny you give this man compliments.
Yeah, but, so the joke was good. The problem is, he was leading up to it by, first he referenced that Charlie Kirk died, which was the impetus for even the question Trump got. Then he was like, and it was obviously a MAGA Republican who shot him, even though they're trying to deny it. Verifiably false statement. This is where the FCC guidelines come into play. You, on broadcast television, cannot knowingly propagate lies. That's something, you know.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have. And of course, there's the emotional aspect to it as well.
We need that for Facebook.
it got a lot of people fired up. Like, I can't believe you would disrespect his death. I can't believe that you would put his family through this. Because, like, we say low viewership. Kimmel's still getting watched by 2 million people a week. That's a lot of people. And that he gets clipped, so a lot more people than just 2 million see it.
Yeah.
And the partisanness of it aside, he knew, everybody knew. We don't know that much about the shooter, but at the time of Kimmel saying this, we knew for a fact that he wasn't like some Republican. He wasn't. He didn't. I don't think he ever voted, to be honest with you. But yeah,
he's a young kid. Yeah.
Verifiable lie, and there was enough information at the time to know that saying that would be telling. That would be telling a lie. Mm-hmm. You can't do that on network television. You can do it on a podcast. You can do it in a YouTube video. The FCC doesn't control those things.
You can't do it in a YouTube video, actually. YouTube will get mad at you.
But yeah, you can't do that.
If you tell certain lies.
You can't do it on the radio. You definitely can't do it on TV. And so it's a legal thing. A lot of people are trying to frame this like it's like a free speech issue.
Right. That's like the most framing I've seen. But we're not seating frame this week.
Absolutely. Never again, brother. That's we've had the moment happened, and we saw what happens when you open the frame up too wide. So we're putting the frame right where the good is. Anyway, so it's not really a free speech issue. He just did something that was straight up against the law, that ABC could be sued reasonably for like hundreds of millions of dollars. That's how these laws are set up. There's the idea, there's the concept of accountability and responsibility in terms of what the FCC passes down. So, also, free speech has never applied to radio or television. Nothing that happens, either getting platformed or getting taken off of those mediums, none of that has anything to do with free speech. It never has, never will. I mean, it could, maybe, but the radio and TV are increasingly irrelevant. So, yeah, he just did a really, it could have been really costly for ABC if they tried to stand by him, because they would lose that court case, probably to the tune of hundreds of millions.
Like some sort of fine or something.
Yeah.
You're saying, yeah. But he got like suspended immediately. Whereas like Colbert keeps his show until May. Obviously the situations are different, right? Colbert didn't say anything false like that. He just he's
just losing NBC too much money.
You're saying that. I heard it was because he talked about the lawsuit and like the parent company was mad at him for doing that.
I wasn't aware of that angle.
It's funny because South Park did the same thing, and South Park didn't really get in trouble for that. But what was it? He talked about like the lawsuit that they had that Trump sued them, and they paid Trump money, like they did like a settlement outside of court, and then he brought that up about how much money they spent on that. And then the next day it was like, actually, you're canceled now. But Kimmel's like, they're like, nope, get off.
And it was...
But it makes sense because it was a legal issue. The Colbert thing wasn't legal. That was just like your company's pissed at you.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole other issue in general.
And the polling aspect was interesting because the first people to pull it did not come from top down. The way television gets distributed, you have regional distributors. So one of the southern distributors for ABC, they pulled Kimmel first. Then later that night, ABC execs were like, yeah, we should probably pull this everywhere. So it was a real, from the bottom up, a real grassroots, as much as anything inside a mega corporation like ABC can be grassroots.
Yeah. Well, I meant like they pulled him, like he didn't go on the air the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which... It's interesting. I didn't know that those guys, any of them, didn't do like pre-records. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're all live, dude.
Yeah. I would not have expected that.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point, right? Like it's supposed to be live, and you have a band, and
well, Fallon, I know for sure, has not been live for a couple of years.
I thought that was live.
It's in front of a live studio audience, but like. He'll do a lot of his season in a certain chunk, and then there'll be pieces. They'll piece the show together. They'll have the most relevant like interviews for promotion at the appropriate weeks. Like they got their movie coming out this week, so we'll bring you in.
That's wild, dude. You're saying found pre-records.
Certain stuff, yeah.
I think some other shows pre-record too that are kind of like that. Like I think John Oliver pre-records, But like you said, it's in front of a live audience.
Oliver,
So like the show was live.
yeah. Oliver and Bill Maher, those two guys are a little different because they're on a weekly basis rather than a lot of these guys are hitting 6-7 shows a week.
Yeah. I thought it was like Monday through Friday, basically.
I guess no one wants to compete with SNL. That makes sense. But yeah, not a free speech issue. Don't let anyone tell you that Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled is a free speech issue.
Yeah, don't see. A lot of people are saying he got canceled for talking about Charlie Kirk and stuff. That's the angle I heard, was that he was like disrespecting his death or something, like all these other people you've seen. No, that wasn't it.
Yeah,
That was not it.
but you know, to be clear, like you shouldn't be disrespecting somebody's death. I don't think that's a good person thing to do. That is just the kind of thing you're allowed to say, though.
Yeah. But speaking of that, cancel culture.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the left is now experiencing what it's like to be canceled, and they can't take it, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're so upset about it, and it's like, this is what you've been doing the whole time. Now you're experiencing it and you don't like it.
Yeah, it's almost like for 15 years we've been saying, one day this is going to happen back to you if you keep it up. And which a lot of people right now are like, we shouldn't cancel because what if they do it to us next time they're in power? It's like, my brother, they have been doing it. This is how things are now. They definitely started it. And it's not even necessarily partisan. It plays into like the role that social media has had in changing our society. I mean, you could go back and you find from people who are just regularly posting on like a guy with a blog in 2003 was at risk of losing his job if the company that he worked for decided that that was like a brand risk or a liability. It's kind of always been the case. If you're in the 50s and you made a big habit of going around town and being a boast and being like an antagonistic person, you would piss off everybody in your town to the point where like, I really don't want to be the milk delivery company where you are yelling at everybody, man. I don't think I can let you work for me, actually.
The 50s example is crazy, because in the 50s, you could move 4 blocks away and start a new family. Like, what do you mean? How does everyone in the town know who you are? But you have to be a real asshole, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, so it's not like cancel culture is particularly new, but yeah, I mean, of course it was going to come from the left.
I mean, it's newer in like a large scale sense, but no, yeah, it's just like the pendulum was swinging one way, now it's swinging the other way, and they cannot handle it. It's like, how come you get to do it, but if it happens to you, it's like a problem?
Yeah, this is a pet theory of mine, but like, it's very fun. It's very funny for a group that I think has kind of abdicated their humanity in terms of just and being purely selfish. But they don't view their political opponents as like people at all. Like they view them as less than dirt. Like,
okay,
you know, how dare you're not even on the right side of history, brother. What's my side of the spectrum called? It's called right, for a reason, by the way.
Yeah, because he sat on the right side during the French Revolution. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons.
It's one of the plethora of reasons, actually.
But yeah, it's just like. They have no theory of mind for right-wing thought. That means they have no empathy for right-wing thought. And
for being an empathetic party, you think?
Yeah, the people who love to talk about empathy the most have the least of it. And brother, you're not going to hear a truer thing this week than that statement right there.
Oh man, that's so sad. Yeah, well, speaking of the left right now, they are really upset because media talked so much about Mr. Kirk's death, but didn't want to talk about these poor students that were hung from trees.
Okay.
And specifically black students.
Yeah.
I think it was a student.
Keep leading us in here.
Oh, I mean, yeah. You know, lynching a traditional racist crime, like a hate crime. But evidence... The police that like examined it said that it was a suicide, and they're saying people don't want to talk about it. That's the real thing that I saw in media, is that they're like, oh, this, but you don't want to talk about this, and it's like, well, this is the cases are a little bit different, sir.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not that people don't want to talk about it. Like, and this goes back to that discourse. I think all life is precious. So obviously, I think the deaths of these people is also terrible.
I would agree with that. Filling in some of the details here. This poor young man.
You wouldn't. I'm a centrist. I know you don't agree. I agree.
Brother,
I'm fucking with you.
that's insane. You're inching back left. You just said that somebody on the right can't think all life is precious. That's kind of one of our biggest things.
We're literally pro-life.
Ask me about legalized murder. Oh, I mean abortion. Anyway, so this poor young man who made one of the worst choices anyone could make, DeMartravion Reed. He was a student at Delta State University in Mississippi. He was found hanging from a tree. That's really bad optics. If that's where you find a black man's body is hanging from a tree, there are questions that need to be asked.
Yeah, especially in the state of Mississippi, it feels a little bit weird.
Yeah. Well,
And only because they ratified the 13th Amendment in the 90s. It's a little weird look, Mississippi.
yeah, well, I mean, if you're doing it in practice anyway, do you really need to ratify the amendment?
That was a joke. That was an attempt at humor.
Yeah, and I was taking it further.
How dare you try to do that?
Because what you said, funny. Even funnier, justifying not ratifying. See what I'm saying?
Well, where do I go from there, though? Where's my next step?
Oh, man.
Justifying not ratifying through, and then I'm like, yeah, but like, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, you would hop to other ones like okay. So why bother ratifying the 14th? Why bother ratifying the 19th?
Oh, is it because they keep prohibition? They're still in prohibition in Mississippi.
The 19th is lady votes.
No, I know, but I'm talking about prohibition. I was making another joke.
Oh yeah.
I think it was 21.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've studied the extended past of the Bill of Rights. Really.
I'm really upset with 3, honestly. The guy that wrote 3 was just like, I don't want him in my house.
No soldier sleepover.
Keep him out. Don't let him in.
But yeah.
Sorry, this is a lot for talking about Delta University.
Yeah, so pretty thorough investigation because, like I said, questions do need to be asked here. We do need answers on that. They were able to find video evidence of this guy doing it to himself. And you kind of got to wonder, like, you get in the headspace of somebody who's about to kill themselves. A lot of times those people want to make statements, whether it's like the note they leave behind or in some kind of dramatic fashion. Maybe he was trying to say something about society by causing so many questions to be asked. But not only was the coroner's report, the autopsy, consistent with suicide.
I don't know why that made me think of the Joker reference. We live in a society, you know.
Yeah. I mean, really, that's all Joker was trying to do, was say stuff about society, at least in The Dark Knight. And then on top of the coroner report, they found video evidence of this man doing it to himself. Apparently that's not good enough for Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick has decided that people aren't paying attention to him enough right now, so he's going to fund a second autopsy with his own money to try and prove that it was actually a lynching. Insane thing to do.
Insane thing to do.
You know, we get it, buddy. Like, are your knees tired? Are you trying? Not enough national anthems being played for you to kneel during? Is that grift finally run dry? Now you need to continue mistreating this poor man's body. God rest his soul. Yeah.
Damn, what an angle to look at that. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick, dude, you're not relevant. Just stop.
Chill, brother.
Yeah,
Chill.
but like, I just think it's funny, all these people on Twitter that are just like, you guys don't care if it's a black guy. And you're mad because it wasn't a black guy. Like when like somebody dies and the killer wasn't black. It's like, that's not the problem. That's like literally. It's not if the guy's black or not. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because like you remember right before I hate to keep bringing it up, but the Charlie Kirk death. Right before that, there was all those deaths of those women. They say a lot of them. There was 2.
Specifically, the death of Irina Satrushka.
I feel like there was 2. There was like they were both on like public transit, and it was like a black dude that like had a lot of prior arrests.
Yeah, so DeCarlos Brown Jr. had 14 arrests, a lot of them violent felonies. Verifiably insane. Like, there's no possible reason that hack judge Teresa Brown should have ever let him go that 14th time. And this is why we really need a rigorous asylum system.
We need a new asylum system, yeah.
You know,
just to protect people. It'd solve a lot of homeless problems.
it'd be good for them too. Like that's the thing that a lot of people like. They're stuck on this idea of like the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Nurse Ratched model of, you don't think we could do that better in current year? You don't, like, maybe it was bad then. You don't think we could have a better version now? Who's the crazy one now? But it was,
especially with like the way we do therapy and stuff now. I feel like people are more understanding about mental illness these days.
Yeah. It's interesting that I can't name the second woman that you're talking about.
Maybe it's the same case I heard twice, maybe, but you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, but I was struck by there's been like 7 or 8 high-profile stories of women getting killed on trains in this country, all around the same model. If you ever remember, we talked about it on the show once or twice, this guy Daniel Penny.
Are you talking about the same model of train?
But
you talking about planes?
Planes.
Are you talking about the dude from New York?
Yeah.
See, we talked about that dude that got sued
for stopping
a guy from hurting a person. Like, yeah, that's what that reminds me of. It's like you need vigilante justice at this point.
Yeah.
Like it feels like the justice system doesn't care.
It's become highly politicized in the past 15, well, really 10 years. It's ramped up, but it's kind of going a little bit the same way that the British justice system went, which we've covered that on the show fairly extensively at this point.
Don't you think if you murder someone, you should be put in jail forever? Just a thought.
Well, I mean,
not everybody believes in capital punishment, but I mean, shouldn't you go for life if you murder someone?
Yeah, that's the moderate option.
I'm a centrist. Moderate option. I'm just throwing that out there. You took a life, spend your life in jail.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if that's.
I mean, for me,
maybe jails are asylums now.
Capital punishment is appropriate in the case of things like murder.
You're an eye for an eye guy. You're Hammurabi's friend.
Well, it's not even that, man.
Friend of the show, Hammurabi.
I'm talking about like, what does God say to do with a murderer?
Yeah, Hammurabi.
Yeah,
Babylon.
He who spills man's blood will have his blood shed by man. That's a quote. But I digress. To me, capital punishment is almost more than a morally correct.
Turn the other cheek.
That's not even close to what that means, but that's like almost a whole other episode. But capital punishment is, to me, more than a moral right. It's like the pragmatic, like economical thing to do.
Oh, just so you don't spend money on the dude for the rest of his
know how
life?
much it costs to keep one guy in prison for 40 years?
I'm thinking jail is profitable, though. Like, prison is profitable because there's so many of them.
I mean...
Like, there's a lot of privatized prisons that are, like, making money somehow, right?
Yeah, for who, though? That's
the guy that owns it.
Yeah.
It's making money for the dude that owns it, bro.
It's not one of these... It's not one of these money... It's not... Like, the money stops there. One or two guys or a board of directors, they can only spend so much money. How money gets used is important in terms of circulation. Like, that's the one thing that gets missed out on in, like, GDP conversations. It's like, because GDP is about tracking transactions. So if I tell you this cell phone is worth $20,000 and you buy it, and then you tell me it's worth $30,000 and I buy it back from you, somehow we've created $50,000 of GDP, but nothing of value, no actual value was created. That's kind of the same situation that for-profit prisons exist in. They're not really generating any value.
Interesting.
But to put a bow on this, how do we put a bow on this? Not a situation where you can go this but not that, because they're just not equivalent.
Yeah, I think leftists need to stop thinking everybody's racist.
Yeah, it turns.
I don't know.
Not everything is about race, and what I'm really excited for in the coming months here is like the end of the race card. I think a lot, especially if you see things like what happened to Irina, you see things like what happened to Charlie, and you realize that there's a lot of people out there who are incredible, like their worldview is built around being racist against whites. And so, if we're not all going to be, You know, you get what I'm saying? I can't fully form the thesis here, but it's just like,
are you saying like their worldview's going to crash in or something?
yeah, well, if everybody's being racist, then we're all going to be racist, and so now it's no longer the death knell. It's no longer the death blow that you hit somebody with racist accusations. Like, yeah, so what? Everybody's a racist. Like, you've said nothing.
It no longer holds the same meaning it used to.
Exactly. Thank you.
I guess. Yeah. I really do think we need to cover this immigration news real quick before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Because I saw it on the TV last night, bro. I was just minding my business, you know, doing my stuff. I look over the fucking the Trump visa, the new visa.
So that one's really funny, and it falls in line with another policy change that took place this week. It'll go into effect later, but it was signed this week. The golden visas, this is a good program. This is a great idea. And what Donald Trump has posited, he's like, you know what? If you really want to be an American so bad, how about $5 million a head? Get you the golden ticket into America, $5 million a head. And if you're a family that has $5 million to spend per person, you're probably going to be a net contributor to society.
That's a person that owns a Dubai chocolate factory in Dubai.
In my mind.
You know how much those cost, dude? You're raking in money if you're making those chocolates.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Labubu collab.
Yeah, like if you could pay $5 million a person, my God.
Yeah. If you're papered like that, yeah, absolutely come hang out, dude.
Welcome! Yeah. We got fucking bottles on ice. We're getting slizzard.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Very good. So it's like funny, but it makes so much sense.
I mean, sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other visas those people could get, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so it sounds ridiculous.
I mean, if I got $5 million per person, I could marry an American person. But hey, you want me to buy us a mansion to live in? How about we get married?
The green card thing can get a little complicated. It's certainly more complicated than I'm buying my citizenship. That's as easy as it gets.
Well, yeah. See, a visa isn't citizenship, though, right?
I mean,
you have to.
True.
You have to do all that other stuff.
A visa can get you residency at least.
Yeah. You're allowed to be in the country and stay there for whenever.
It'd be a much longer period of time. For $5 million, it'd be like.
I was saying, I gotta get that shit renewed. I gotta pay another $5 million.
Yeah, no, it'd definitely be one of these situations like where it grants you residential status, like a green card. But so the other change, the Trump visa, they're calling it. That's very good. It's funny. I like it. Somebody pointed out that like if you can get 1,000 people to do that, it puts a serious dent in the national budget, which isn't a real thing that we need to care about, but it'd be nice to balance the books out. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Even though we kind of need a certain amount of debt.
I'm just wondering who these people are going to be that are going to do that.
Yeah. On the other side, the much more impactful side, major update to the conditions and the qualifiers for the H-1B visa. We've talked a lot about this on the show.
We have.
And how much it's like strangling the American citizen's ability to work and function, especially in tech companies. Silicon Valley loves their H-1Bs because they're cheap and they can get them to work 20 hours a day. Otherwise, I'm turning you into immigration. Now,
well, we've been over this so much.
Yeah. So it has, up to this point, the application process is required a $1,000 fee. That's an easy amount of money to make. It's also an easy amount of money for a company to float, even at scale. If you're Microsoft and you're paying for everybody's $1,000 H-1B application, that's not really affecting your books for the year. It's not even affecting your books for the quarter.
That's cheaper than the gold visa.
Exactly.
Like $5 million per person, you're paying $1,000 per person. That might even add up to $1 million for all those people.
Yeah. Now,
well, that's 1,000 times 1,000 to get to $1 million, right?
Yes.
So you'd have to have 1,000 people. You'd be paying for 1,000 people for $1 million, which is 1/5 of a gold visa. So, like, obviously, I don't think that would put a dent in their budget, for real.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pay them so much less anyway.
Well, now that fee is going to be $100,000.
Oh, it's gone up a little bit.
Yeah. If I'm a tech if I'm Google, I don't know if I'm. You're going to have to be you have to be the kind of candidate that people claim H-1B is actually for. Actually high skilled, actually somebody that I can't get in America, because otherwise now it is dramatically cheaper to hire an American. Even at the higher salary expectation of an American worker, you're it's still going to be cheaper than, all of a sudden if you want to hire the same 1,000 guys, that's $10 million. That's 2 whole gold visas.
Exactly. Like, now the math has completely changed.
And so if companies aren't going to float that, I mean, a lot of these individuals coming in certainly can't float it themselves.
No.
And so, but between those two angles of...
They have to work in America to get that money to float it.
Yeah, so those two angles of veterans, I think it's really going to open up the tech sector back to American jobs. Which, imagine that. If you're reaping all the benefit of being a corporation in America, where we have some of the best tax laws, we have some of the most freedom of how you conduct your business. You're allowed to be political as a company in a way that you're not in a lot of other countries, which to some companies that's really important. If you're going to reap all the benefits of it, you should at minimum be hiring majority Americans. And a lot of the Indians online are pissed off about this, by the way. They're blowing up Reddit, the H-1B subreddit, and going crazy.
Why don't they just work in India?
Yeah. Well,
don't they have 7-Elevens over there?
Yeah. There's one funny comment.
I don't mean that as like Indians work at 7-Eleven. I mean it because 7-Eleven uses H-1Bs to get people to work there.
And then, I don't need to go on another H-1B rant, but like it's for things that are that small even. Where was I going?
Indians are getting mad.
Oh yeah. So there's one funny text train where the OP, he was like, "Oh man, now that I'm never going to get out of India, I think I'm just gonna kill myself." Or like there was another like as an Indian in Canada, do you really mean this? I don't remember India being that bad. He's like, brother, yes, it is that bad. And then another funny OP that I saw in the face of this news. Supposedly, what this guy did was decide that he was going to immediately stop paying his car loan, immediately stop paying his student loan. He maxed out all his credit cards and immediately got on a flight back to Mumbai. He was like, fuck all of you. Like,
what was that supposed to be? What accent was that?
You tell me, brother.
That was that one dude's accent. That wasn't an Indian accent. That was his accent.
It was the accent of an Indian. It wasn't an Indian accent. But, so that one was just funny to me. I was just like, that India has extradition with the United States. We make sure that we hold each other accountable legally for our criminals. Like, you can't go escape.
Yeah, you are in debt, sir.
Yeah.
And good luck making that up in rupees.
Nice currency reference, doctor.
Doctor. Is that the currency of India? I think it is. I think I was actually right.
Yeah.
I thought that was Russia for a little bit.
Russia is rubles.
Yeah, rubles. Rubles.
But yeah, just a wild, the Indian crash out needs to be studied. To use some TikTok language here. Bro's crash out needs to be studied.
Can we get an investigation of this dude's crash out? Who's investigating the investigator of the crash out?
Right. But so that was like very specific to the whole visa situation. I think a combination of that and how good we've been on border control, we're going to see the population of America start to stabilize in a really necessary way, because we don't want more than we already have Minnesota, which is,
well, we have more than we can chew right now.
Yeah.
Remember the whole Springfield, Ohio, I think it got debunked or whatever about cats and dogs. I don't want to go into that. I'm talking about the welfare office. Like we watched this video about this YouTuber that went there to see what conditions were like. And besides them not knowing how to drive at all, the the welfare office was just full of them, and American citizens who also needed welfare couldn't get it. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we have too many people to support.
Yeah. There's a bureaucratic nightmare at minimum.
Yeah, like there's just too many people that all need support. So like,
If we go back to smart immigration, I think everyone could be happy with that.
yeah, and if we can just like have some time to stabilize, like with what we've got right now, instead of bringing more and making it worse, stabilize so that everyone gets the support they need.
Yeah.
I'm a centrist, guys.
Yeah. Official stance of the show, it's time to repeal the Hart-Celler Act.
No.
That's your piece of homework for today, insertionist. Look up the Hart-Celler Act.
Yeah, I think I need to do this homework. What the fuck?
That was more of a parting shot, I guess, but I get two this week. Fuck it. Speaking of though, brother, why don't you hit me with one? Let's get out of here.
Is it that time?
Yeah.
It is that time. Guys and gals, what you doing? I know what you're doing.
If it's Monday or Tuesday.
Exactly. You're going to twitch.tv/Seth_Nacho411. Yeah, you're going to https://www. No, I'm kidding.
Make sure you put the S in there. You don't want to go to regular HTTP Twitch. It's not secure.
It's not a safe place. It's
called Rumble.
That's my neighborhood in there. that's where the tough side of the streets are. I'm from the other side of the train tracks. Anyway, go there on Monday, Tuesdays for some great streams. Good times ahead. Ahoy. And then besides that, I don't know. I think I'm going to try to raise $5 million. So I've started a new GoFundMe. It's called this one's not run by Dr. Shmuley. Oh, sorry, Rabbi Shmuley. Dr. Rabbi Shmuley.
He's not a doctor of anything, bro. He's maybe a doctor of butt plugs.
He's Dr. Dildo.
He's a BHD, and the B stands for butt. Butthole doctor.
Dude, I was like, I'm just wondering. I was like, why is that so funny to me? I think it's absurdist. I think that's why. PhD, butthole doctor. I'm a PhD, pretty huge dick.
He did his thesis on butt plugs.
He did his thesis on why butt plugs are better than anal beads.
Yeah, which should be obvious to anybody.
Yeah, because if you rip it, it's not a lawnmower.
I'm not a Beyblade, dude.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about roses. You're the one that said you're not a Beyblade. Anyway, that is a little rip joke.
Yeah.
That's a good 4chan post.
Thank you.
I don't know why I need to do my shot, bro. Fuck. I'm starting to GoFundMe so that I can raise $5 million. So that I can get my Trump visa. Even though I'm a citizen of this beautiful country, I would also like to be a gold member of this country. I'm trying to buy USA gold. Okay? It's instead of buying bonds, I'm going to buy gold visas, and I'm going to make tons of money somehow. I don't know how this is going to work. Some sort of capital. But I need to GoFundMe to make my first $5 million. Because then I could sell that gold ticket for like $10 million or something. I don't know. Anyway, funny ha-has aside, invest in bonds.
Yeah, I can't think of a better way to support the federal government than a low interest rate T-note.
Well, I mean, you make money off of it.
Yeah, like 2 cents to the dollar.
You make more than that, I think.
You do it because it's the morally correct thing to do, not because it gets you rich. Buy the bonds, patriot.
What are you, some kind of grifter? I don't know what would be the opposite of a patriot.
A communist, that's what.
Aloof. What's the word I'm looking for when you don't apathy and apathetic?
Apathetic pinko commie.
Okay, McCarthy.
Hey, he was right. History revealed him to be vindicated. Over here, you already know it's your boy Doug B. Check me out, y'all. Doug B in your area. Not to cause mass hysteria. In terms of a parting shot, here's something that we talk about a lot on the show. and it's a little bit of a bombshell. It doesn't need to be discussed, that's why it's good for a parting shot. Turns out this past June, one of the core authors, the core contributors to the DSM-4, he had something really important to say. Those of you who aren't keeping track at home, it's the diagnostic psych.
It's where they talk about different mental illnesses.
Yeah, that's how they categorize it. It's the codex that you use to pathologize.
I forget what it stands for as well.
Yeah. Anywho, the DSM-4, which we're on the 5 now, but we really probably need to roll back to the 4. But one of these core authors, he was like, "Oh yeah, the reason that we've seen the main reason that we've seen such a skyrocket in autism diagnosis is because of choices I made personally when we were writing the DSM-4. He admitted that like I set up these categorizations basically so that more people would get diagnosed with autism. So on our quest to get to the bottom of autism, we do now have a verifiable statement of like probably a lot of people diagnosed right now don't fall into the category of the kind of autism we will want to investigate."
Take that, RFK Jr.
Yeah, I need him to factor this into his analysis. Because I do believe the project's important. Again, I'll continue standing by. Don't know if he's doing it the right. Maybe this information could help him. So, RFK, if you can hear me.
A good friend of the show, RFK.
Friend of the show, RFK Jr. Oh, Bobby Kennedy. But I thought that was, since we talk about it kind of a lot, it was a good thing to bring to the table.
No, for sure. I think that's very enlightening. Too bad we're not going to discuss it.
Anyway, yeah, we're running out of time to discuss stuff. We gotta get back to doing what we always do, which is carry water, chop wood, and most importantly,
choo-choo shiose.
You grew up nice and sheltered with mama's pretty stories and your own made-up theories. And mama gave me a magic clicker. Well, yes, I think it's true and fair to say. Come on in and listen, lost words you've been missing. Now the fire you're bearing, the eye of the darkness you're lost. We were told the stories early on. Dreams would light up our imagination, and you had nightmares night and day. Together with the clicker, I'll chase those frights away. You so true. So here's the clue. Hope to remember visions that come true. Abandon the nights with dreams. Dive into